Ask most parents how they reacted when their children were born, and they'll tell variations of the same story. They felt an incredible sense of joy. They didn't know they could love someone this much. And they found a new sense of purpose. However, many parents have a different experience, and it's one they can't really tell their friends and family. They regret having kids. They miss their freedom. They feel frightened, stressed out, and overwhelmed. This isn't to say that parenthood is a bad experience, but it's complicated, and it doesn't necessarily improve quality of life. A recent study from the University of Heidelberg in Germany found that parents are happier than non parents, but only in old age. Another study from Princeton University found no significant difference in happiness between parents and non parents after adjusting for income and other factors. Regardless of how you feel about parenthood, seeing the complicated emotions that accompany it can be liberating. Some people mention the loss of freedom that comes with parenthood. Having a child also means less time. Granted, that's not exactly groundbreaking information, but many new parents were surprised at how little time they had for basic tasks. According to research, a lot of that lost time comes from missed sleep. A study from the University of Warwick found that new parents experience profound sleep disturbances that last for up to 6 years after the births of their children. Women tend to experience more sleep disruption than men. One woman said, "I like getting up early, but sometimes after a long week or night, I would sleep in an hour or two." She wrote, "With a kid, forget about it. You're getting up at 6 a.m. 7 days a week, no matter how you feel. It's every day. It does not end for years, and our kid is a good sleeper." Plenty of parents are up twice a night for years. Kids can also have negative effect on marriage. Numerous studies show that marital satisfaction rates decline during child rearing years. Parents' roles change substantially. You'll undoubtedly interact with your partner differently when your primary responsibility is to act as a mother. That might mean fewer dates, less flirting, and more conversations about groceries and utility bills. A husband said, "I also used to love just talking to my wife or being able to hear my own thoughts. With a kid in the house, those moments get increasingly rare. It's like we're not allowed to talk to each other. You have no idea how stressful it is when every thought you have and everything you say gets interrupted." Parents who regret having children often say they don't have the quote-unquote instinct for the job. "I have 3 kids and quite frequently wish I had 0, a woman said. "I never wanted kids and I knew I wanted more from my life than dirty diapers and minivans. I was okay with the first 2, but the third really made me question everything again. This is not what I want to be doing with my life. I had my kids at such a young age, 15, 19, and 24, that I don't stand a chance at doing anything significant with my life other than saying, 'Hey, I raised 3 more humans. You're welcome.' What an accomplishment." A 2015 study found that the experience of transitioning to parenthood is an important factor in determining family size. In other words, parents are less likely to have multiple children if they experience a negative effect on their mental well-being after having one child. Parents experiencing these hardships have trouble adjusting to their new lives. They assume that a maternal or paternal instinct will kick in, but that doesn't always happen. In the United States, more couples are deciding not to have children. In 2017, the number of babies born in the United States hit a record low, per a report from the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention. That's not necessarily a bad thing, as that included a record low number of teenage births. But the records also identified another trend. Millennials are having fewer babies than the past several generations. Kids aren't the life completer we believe they are. a woman said. Actually, they take away from your quality of life daily. My kids are 13 and 11 and they still mess up with my daily life. Worst of all is, I love them so much I couldn't do it without them, even though they disturb my peace all the time. I do not recommend having children. Maybe one, but it's not necessary. We perpetuate the species needlessly. Even when parents express regrets, they often characterize them as temporary or unimportant in the grand scheme of things. There are also millions of parents who are perfectly happy with parenthood and who have seen an improvement in their mental well being since having kids. Still, there are significant downsides to parenthood that merits discussion. Couples need to decide for themselves whether the benefits of child rearing are worth the disadvantages. And those types of decisions can only happen when parents are honest about their occasionally mixed feelings.